Welcome, hustlers, to the Live Your Lifestyle movement. I'm glad you made the decision to live life on your terms. We help millennials become the directors of their own lives. My name is Austin Varley, and you're going to learn and master tactful strategies, blueprints, lessons, and the ways of the 5% around the world. But first, what's your ideal lifestyle? Now that you know what you want in your future, let's create you a blueprint to achieve it. It's only a matter of time until you are living your ideal lifestyle. What's up, little hustlers, and thank you for tuning into the Live Your Lifestyle movement. I hope you're having a great week and crushing your goals. And we're actually going to do things a little different this week. As you know, I'm always trying to improve the podcast, trying to improve the show to maximize your time and make sure I give you the most value that I can. So before we used to always do the 3 tips after every interview. We will still do that randomly, but I'm actually going to start changing it where, one week you'll get an interview and the next week you'll either get me teaching you something like this. Like today we're going to talk about how to start a podcast. Or it can just be something about like entrepreneurship or how to help you in your day-to-day, even if you're not an entrepreneur, you're just a human being trying to be the best version of you. And today we're going to learn how to start your own podcast. I'm doing this one first just because I've actually had you reach out to me and ask how to start a podcast, what's the best way to go, and like what's the good strategy and stuff. And I'll teach you some things that I did wrong and that I totally would do different. If you do not have any desire to start a podcast, I totally understand if you want to skip the episode. But still stay tuned because you never know. Who knows? It's your own radio station, really, if you think about it. So to start a podcast, you really need to figure out what's your topic, what's your genre, like what subject, what do you want to talk about, like what do you want to help with. So if there's something that you're just truly passionate about, like you were truly passionate about cars or marketing or fashion or makeup or I don't even know, fingers, animals, like whatever is your thing. I mean, it's a free world, but whatever you want to talk about, figure that out. And then if you really want to start a podcast, but you have no idea what you're passionate about, what you want to talk about, or anything like that, then figure out who do you want to listen to you. Like what's the audience demographics that you're thinking about? Like who do you want to tune into your show? If you had, you started a show and you had 1,000 people that were listening yet, what's the ideal 1,000 people that you would want? And then once you think about that, what problems are they facing that you could help and that you could solve for them? Because you want to give value, or you can be entertaining, you can even just be a funny guy. That'd be honestly a really good show. I should start thinking about it. I guarantee there's a podcast that's just like funny shows. You can think about what their problem is and what that you can solve. Whether that, even if that's laughter, they're just down, they just want to have a good day, they just want to laugh. That's you solving a problem. So it can be anything. So once you figure out what you want to talk about, then you can move on to the next step. And the next step is your details, really. This is going to be your podcast name. This is going to be your artwork, like the cover photo. This is going to be the schedule. What days do you want to release it? Do you want to do it once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, once a month? Personally wouldn't do that. I would do minimum once a week. Figure that out. Like what's your schedule? So what day, how many times per week, minimum once. And then after you figure out your name, the artwork, and the schedule, then figure out what content. What are you going to talk about? And you can even kind of figure out consistently over like a span of time. You can kind of write different stuff so you're ready and you feel comfortable. Or you can even just go right off the spot and do whatever you want. This is your show. I know some people that batch content and they have like weeks, like months and months of content ready to be released. So they're always ahead of the game and way ahead of the game. So it's really your call. So figure out exactly how you want to run that part. And once you have your podcast details, the brand, the identity, what it's going to look like, the description, like everything about your show and what it brings. And like if someone saw a page about your show, they would know exactly what they're about to tune into because that's what you kind of want. So after you figure that out, then it's time to figure out what service provider you want to use. Now, there's a lot of different ones out there, and what this is really how you publish your episodes. You publish it to, it's like Libsyn or TuneIn or something like that, Stitcher. Like you publish it to that service provider, and then you can distribute to other channels, and you got to connect it with like Spotify, iTunes, or Google Play Music, whatever you want to link it up to. So figure out what service provider you want to use. I use Libsyn. It's a good provider. It works. I mean, I just did a search on Google, and that was the first one that popped up, and I've had no problem since. So And I'm not affiliate. I don't get anything out of that. So, and then after you figure out, you got a service provider, you got your membership set up. Honestly, it can be anywhere from $5 to like $20. It really depends on how long your episodes are going to be, because then that's how much storage you need to like upload your episodes. So once you figure that out, like really, I don't see you spending more than $25. So you can get your show started really for $25 and some time. Because for your artwork, to tell you, for your artwork, a great place to make it is canva.com. canva.com. I'll leave all of these in the descriptions as well for you. But that's a great way to make your cover photo for free. So you got your cover photo and you got your service provider, $25, and you are ready set to go. Now you need a microphone, but there's free ways out of that, and then there's ways that you can buy a mic. You can provide a professional mic for cheap, but I'll talk about that later. So after you get your service provider, next is going to be how are you going to edit the sound waves? Like how are you going to edit your files? Because this is what all of this is I'm talking either to my phone or to a recorder or to my computer or whatever, and it's audio files that I'm recording. I take those files and I upload them into Audacity or Logic Pro to see the files, edit the files, and create the show. So once you have that software, you can even start messing around with it. Personally, if I were you, I'd mess around with it a little bit, just like make your own voice and just like test it, mess around, do different things. There's so much stuff that I still personally don't know what to do. If I knew, I feel like I could be so much more creative on like certain things. So definitely tune and mess around with it. I even did that a little bit, and it's going to help you out when you start editing your episodes and stuff like that. Get that software, mess around with it. There's a lot of things on YouTube. I've even reached some that to like teach you about whatever you're going to use. As long as you know the basic, you're good. And then if you want, you can totally get into the more advanced stuff, and that's only going to help you in your show. So after you have that, the next thing that you're going to need is a microphone. And like I was saying, there's free ways to do it. So you can even use your headphones. I've done a lot of my episodes on headphones. I've done it off microphones as well. Really your choice. For microphones, there are a lot of different cheap ways, but however, this is going to be your show. So I personally, I did buy a cheaper mic. It was all right, but I didn't really like it that much. The best mic that my mentors have used and people have taught me and told me is the Yeti. It's only like $100 on Amazon, but it's like such a great microphone for the price because it's like very, very professional quality, and you don't have to go spend thousands of dollars on a microphone like some people do. So Yeti is a great one. If you want to do it free, use your headphones. They work just as fine. And then, so now you're ready to start, honestly, podcasting, and you're ready to start recording, and you're ready to start putting out content. So you can figure out an intro and an outro. What do you kind of want? A lot of shows have them. As you know, my show has it. So you can figure out what you want for your intro. What do you want to say? What kind of beat do you want? What kind of feel do you want to your show? And do the same thing for your outro. And then once you have those figured out, boom, you are ready to start your first episode. Now you can talk about what the episode, like the show's going to be about. You can talk about yourself, talk about like what's coming up. And then after that, you can even tell them what to expect in the show. And then after you do that, you're going to want to do this thing called mastering your show or your episode. And that's just really making sure that all of the sounds and everything is clean cut and sounds great and doesn't like get distorted or go too high where it's going to mess with the speakers or anything like that. You can totally do this yourself. Personally, I have no idea how to do this. Maybe it's very, very easy, but I outsource it for not that much to like some people at work. And you can outsource this to people on Fiverr, people on Upwork. My buddy Tim Michael, you guys heard him. He was on the show before. He actually introduced me to his guy, and he just does it for me now. So, but always want to make sure that your episodes are sounding crystal clear and at the best, because you got to think, some people are going to be blasting these, and some people are not going to be blasting them that much. Really, it's their preference. So you got to make sure that your file sounds great, whatever they're going to do, and that they can hear you all the time. Then you're ready to go. You have everything set up. You even have your first episode done. But this is where something that I even did was wrong. I just created my show, created my episode, and just threw it out there. I did zero marketing, which is really funny, especially because I do advertising and marketing. But I really did this show with the intent of just giving out content and just letting whoever listens. I never really cared about like who, like it would impact. Obviously, I wanted to impact people, but I really just wanted, put out content for the people that it came to. I really just wanted to help change your life. So, but this is where I hope I did something different. But you can do some things before you're about to launch your show. You can start collecting emails. You can start talking about it on your social channels to get people kind of hyped up, give them little snippets, give them a little taste of what's coming, and then let them know, like, hey, this is the date, the show is going to be released. Kind of have like a startup. You can do this 2 weeks before, just so that first episode, you're actually going to have an audience listening to it, and that can actually help you with like different algorithms and different ways to get your show up on the rankings. So this is definitely something that I wish I did differently. However, if you don't want to do the marketing route, you don't have to. But then don't get discouraged if no one listens to you. I honestly didn't look at my stats for about 90 days. And then I actually looked at the stats and the downloads and all that stuff. And I made sure that my expectations were very low. And I was honestly so happy with what I did see. And I was stoked, but then don't get discouraged if you're going to always be looking at them, and if you're not marketing them, that they're going to be low. Now, if you do it, when I released episodes, I would still put it on my social channels. So I would still do some type of marketing throughout, but you can do it before and do it consistently through it. I'm going to start really actually pushing it more, because I want to really impact as many people, and especially if you guys are listening to this. I mean, you guys are downloading it. So I want to impact as many people as I can. Definitely market before, after, during, all of it. And then you're ready to go. Publish it. Publish your first episode, launch your first show, and see how you can help. And always don't be discouraged or get hate when you get comments or feedback. If you get haters, that's different. People will make fun of you. People are going to hate on you, and that's okay. That's normal. And honestly, you should be happy at that, because that means that you are thinking and acting on a different level than they are, and they can't take it. They want to push you down. They want to take you down. That's what society and that's what the world does. It wants to make you stay down every time you rise up. So when you have haters, that's different. But when people are honestly giving you constructive criticism, don't take it to heart. And that's something just be happy, be grateful, be thankful, and just adopt the lessons, really, and see to help your show and help yourself, and always be growing. Just to go over real quick, figure out the topic you're going to talk about, then figure out your podcast details, your name, your art, your schedule, your content, and figure out what service provider you want to go on, and then get Audacity or Logic Pro or whatever, if you're Windows, I don't know, to edit your files, get a microphone, and then create your intro, outro, then your episode, master the episode so it sounds great, and then start marketing before you launch your episode or your show, and then market every show after that, and just continue to publish and continue to put up content and continue to impact your audience. Even, I want you to go with the expectation of this, because this is the best way to go. I feel like if you at least impact one person, and one person is listening to your show, you're doing your job. Who cares if it's millions or thousands or hundreds or tens? As long as it's one person, hey, that one person is listening to you and is getting stoked off your content. And guess what? With that expectation and that mindset, and you putting out the content that you love, you're going to impact more, and it's going to continue to grow. Trust me, I know. I hope this episode was of value. If you have any questions, leave a comment, or you're always welcome to email or message me. Have a kick-ass week and keep crushing it, and take care, little hustlers. And before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for listening and being a part of the LYL Hustler community. I hope you got value from this episode and know what to execute on. Remember, if you stay consistent, it's only a matter of time until you have your ideal lifestyle. If you want to truly elevate your game, go visit www.thelylmovement.com and click the Lil Wolf tab. I'd greatly appreciate your feedback, so email or leave a review, as well as subscribe to the show. Always be clear on your ideal future lifestyle and what you need to do daily to create it. Thanks again, keep grinding, and I'll see you next week, hustlers.